What is up, YouTube? I didn't do a video last month, but I am doing one this month. I'm doing one now. I got a few pickups from the last couple of months. Last 2 months. From this month and last month. That would be January. Like I said, I'm also trying to get non-wrestling movies, but most of the stuff will most likely be wrestling stuff. But I do have a few non-wrestling movies, and I have something else that isn't even a movie. But I do have a rare wrestling DVD in here in this collection. I have something that I think is rare. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm doing this video because I haven't done one in a while, and because I saw that I had 2 subscribers now. I was only at 1. I finally have 2. I don't know who it is. Probably see who is the second subscriber after I upload this video. But anyways, let's start with my pickup video. First, Disney's Mighty Joe Young. I love this movie. I loved it when I was a kid. I saw it for $5 at Walmart. Had to get it. One of my favorite Disney movies. And I really, really love this movie. Really, what you thought was going to be a really sad ending. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. If you have, you know how good it is. But Mighty Joe Young. Next is Platinum Edition, The Lion King 2-disc Special Edition. I have not looked at the second disc. I haven't put it in. I'm going to, because on this disc it has the special edition version with an extra song, and I do not like it at all. So hopefully this has the second one, the original, and it looks a lot better. But other than that, it's one of my favorite Disney cartoon movies. I love this movie. One of my favorites. Glad to have it. Next up, the rare one, WWF WrestleMania 18. Got this last month. I don't know why I didn't do a video, but this is awesome. You have the undisputed WWF Championship match, Chris Jericho with Stephanie McMahon versus Triple H. Triple threat match for the WWF Women's Championship, Jazz versus Lita versus Trish Stratus. The Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. 4-team elimination match for the WWF Tag Team Championship, Billy and Chuck versus the Hardy Boys versus the APA versus the Dudley Boys. And then you have Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Scott Hall. Special enforcer is Kevin Nash. You have Edge versus Booker T. Ric Flair versus Undertaker, where he makes it to 10-0, and you finally have recognition of the streak. Kane versus Kurt Angle. WWF Hardcore Championship, Goldust versus Maven. There's like multiple hardcore matches, championship matches on there. And I'm surprised they didn't name all of them, but yeah, there's like 3 in back-to-back, if I'm correct. WWF European Championship, Diamond Dallas Page versus Christian. WWF Intercontinental Championship, William Regal versus Rob Van Dam. Yes, one of a kind. Next is SummerSlam 2002, Rock vs. Brock. Ascension beating down on Roman Reigns here on Thursday night SmackDown. Wow. Hope my boy Roman Reigns could get back in this. Yes, I am a huge Roman Reigns fan if you don't know. You have the undisputed, but on this you have the undisputed championship, The Rock versus Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Non-sanctioned match, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. Undertaker versus Test. WWE Intercontinental Championship, Chris Benoit versus RVD. Tag Team Championship match, Lance Cade and Christian versus Booker T and Goldust. Edge versus Eddie Guerrero. Ric Flair versus Chris Jericho. Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle. Next up, you have Taboo Tuesday 2004. You have Triple H versus Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight Championship. Eugene versus Eric Bischoff. Loser must get his head shaved. Randy Orton versus Ric Flair steel cage match. Kane versus Gene Snitsky steel chain match. Intercontinental Championship, Chris Jericho versus Shelton Benjamin. Christy versus Carmella lingerie pillow fight. Fulfill your fantasy Diva Battle Royal for the Women's Championship. Trish Stratus versus Victoria versus Molly Holly versus Jazz versus Nydia versus Gail Kim versus Stacy Keibler. Schoolgirl outfits. World Tag Team Championship, La Resistance versus Edge and Chris Benoit. So, yeah. Next up, Vengeance 2004. Matches on here, you have Chris Benoit versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. Intercontinental Championship match. Randy Orton versus Edge. Jericho versus Batista. No disqualification match. Match. Matt Hardy versus Kane with Lita at ringside. World Tag Team Championship. La Resistance versus Eugene and Ric Flair. Rhino and Tajiri versus Jonathan Coachman and Garrison Cade, I believe that's pronounced. Right there. Garrison. Garrison Cade. And then you have Victoria versus Molly Holly. Next up, the Great American Bash 2004. I actually bought the Great American Bash 2005, which you'll see sooner or later. Here pretty soon. And I thought it was Great American Bash 2004. Turns out I was wrong. But matches on here, you have the Texas Bull Rope match for the WWE Championship. Eddie Guerrero versus JBL. JBL actually won the match. Actually, if you don't know, sorry I spoiled it, but yeah, that's when he had his longest SmackDown reign as our longest WWE Championship reign as for the SmackDown roster when the brands are split. WWE Cruiserweight Championship match, Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero. Concrete Crypt match, Undertaker versus Dudley Boys. First and only, actually. But what that was is Paul Heyman was locked up in a box, and if Undertaker didn't do the right thing by Paul Heyman's eyes, he would fill the box up with cement, sealing Paul Heyman alive, or Paul Bearer alive, which was a really weird thing. But next, you have a Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the United States Championship. John Cena versus Booker T versus Rob Van Dam versus Rene Dupree. Then you have Billy Gunn versus Kenzo Suzuki. You have Hardcore Holly versus Mordecai. Charlie Haas versus Luther Reigns. And Tori Wilson versus Sable. And yes, that is my cat right there. That is meowing constantly. But I still love her. WrestleMania 26 3-disc collector's edition. I did have the 2-disc. I actually still have the 2-disc. But I really wanted the 3-disc to have more special features. And I just love it even more. Or it makes me like this event even more. But on here, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, it does have all the matches on the back, I believe. You have WWE Championship match. WWE Champion Batista versus John Cena. World WWE Championship match. Jericho versus Edge. Streak versus Career. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. No Holds Barred match. Bret Hitman Hart versus Mr. McMahon. Triple H versus Sheamus. Triple Threat match. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes versus Ted DiBiase. You had Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. Unified Tag Team Championship. Unified Tag Team Championship. Unified Tag Team Champions. Big Show and The Miz versus John Morrison and R-Truth. And they actually went by Show Miz. And then you have Money in the Bank ladder match. Kane versus Christian versus Kofi Kingston versus MVP versus Matt Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin versus Evan Bourne versus Drew McIntyre versus Jack Swagger versus Dolph Ziggler. 10 Diva Tag Team Championship match. Mickey James, Kelly Kelly, Eve, Gail Kim, and Beth Phoenix versus Michelle McCool, Maurice, Layla, Alicia Fox, and Vicky Guerrero. And then on the 3rd disc, you have the Hall of Fame, which was really good. Yeah, 2010 inductees include $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase Sr., Gorgeous George, Wendy Richter, Maurice, Mad Dog, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, either Antonio Inoki, Bob Uecker, and Stu Hart. Next up, TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. TLC, Tables, Ladders, Chairs, and Stairs, 2014. Actually like the cover. Matches, you had Dolph Ziggler versus Luke Harper for the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. Big Show versus Eric Rowan in a stairs match. You had AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella. You had John Cena versus Seth Rollins in a tables match. You had Ryback versus Kane in a chairs match. There was Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Awesome tables, ladders, and chairs match, actually. But this was also the night that Roman Reigns returned. I do know there might be at least 1 or 2 more matches on here, but I'm not sure what they are. Next up, Survivor Series 2014. You have What did you have? You had Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. You had AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship. You had Team Cena versus Team Authority. Team Cena was John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Big Show, Eric Rowan, and Ryback against Kane, Seth Rollins, Luke Harper, Rusev, and Mark Henry, I believe. Yeah, Mark Henry. It was also the debut, WWE debut of Sting. There's some other matches on here. I just don't remember them. Next up, the one that is not a DVD or anything, is Grand Theft Auto 4. Wanted a new game, so I got this. Yeah. Next is WWE Greatest Rivalries, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. I'm on the third disc of this. On the third disc, you have an Iron Man match. Bret versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship 1 hour Iron Man match. The Hall of Fame ceremony for Bret Hart. Induction ceremony for Bret Hart. Bret Hart returns to Raw. And Shawn Michaels Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You have some other matches on here. You have a sit-down interview with both Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. The Blu-ray would have been better because it has the Montreal Screwjob, but this is fine. Okay, I believe I missed one, so I have to come back and over here and get the one that I missed. Or at least look for it. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay, this was the other one that I was telling you about. Great American Bash 2005. I'm going to try and pull this out. Matches on here, you have World Heavyweight Championship, Batista versus JBL. United States Championship, Orlando Jordan versus Chris Benoit. Number 1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Undertaker versus Muhammad Hassan. WWE Tag Team Championship, Eminem versus Road Warrior, Animal, and Heidenreich. If Eddie Guerrero wins, he will reveal Rey's secret. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Road Warriors, the life and death of the most dominant tag team in history. Next, the WWE, the Best of Raw and SmackDown 2014. A whole lot of stuff I'm not going to go over, but I really wanted to show you this. You have the Wyatt family and the Shield when you open this thing up, right? And that is epic, especially with their feud in February of 2014. That was just awesome. Attitude Era Volume 2. Stuff is too small to read. Now I'm going about over 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm not going to read it. Yeah. Next up, Ghost. Wanted another, like, actual movie. So, that's what I got. But that is my pickups. And it is looking like Big Show and Kane are about to implode as a tag team. Awesome. But thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Oh my god, Big Show just knocked out Kane. And Roman Reigns just speared Big Show. That is awesome. And then you have the boring Daniel Bryan, never mind. But please comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.